You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are those of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Shouldn't be long, eh, Cap?
Not unless they move to Italy.
I bet old Benito would like to do that.
We're almost there. See that mountain range just over the horizon?
Well, now, what do you know? I think I might have seen that a few times.
All we do is maintain course and the boot will pop right up, big as life.
Sounds like you've done this before, Captain.
You like Italian food, Blake?
Me? Yeah, spaghetti's okay. No meatballs, though. They give me heartburn.
Okay, no meatballs. Beautiful day like this, I thought we'd just bomb the supply dump and sit down and have us some lunch before we head back. How's that sound?
You picking up the tab?
Don't worry about it. This one's on Mussolini, his own personal mess hall.
Yeah?
Special orders. I hear the Allies can drop in any time.
Oh, I get it. So we'll quit pounding him, huh?
Plus, he wants to show off what a good cook he is. Watch out for the garlic, though. That's his secret weapon.
Lousy greaser. I got something for him.
There it is. Target in view, Jimenez. How's our time?
On the money, Captain.
Set the bomb bay doors.
Check. Ready to release on your command.
Take her down 400 feet.
Hope they don't have no big guns today.
They don't. That's why we're gonna win this war. Another 200 feet. Let's drop these babies right down the smokestack.
Yes, sir.
Is that flak?
I don't believe it.
Give me some altitude.
Looks like the jerks finally got some artillery.
Pull up on the stick.
I'm pulling.
That was too close for comfort. Pull up, I said.
Climbing, Captain.
Higher.
We're hit.
Kransky, you okay?
Waist gun good, Captain.
Connors?
Missed the tail by a mile.
Blind.
We took a hit on the starboard engine, sir.
Looks like we're losing fuel.
Then let's drop our payload and get out of here. Fast.
Yes, sir.
Mayday, Mayday. This is King 9 calling Firefly. King 9 calling Firefly. Come in, Firefly.
This is the war in Europe, 1943. The air spits out violence and destruction, and the sandy graveyard of North Africa swallows it up. Her name is King 9, a B-25 medium-range bomber, 12th Air Force, USAAF. On this hot, still morning, she took off to bomb the southern tip of Italy, manned by a crew who knew the risks when they signed on. Between them, they have several thousand hours of flight time, much of it in combat. They have followed these coordinates before, armed with a deadly payload for the enemy. A fairly routine run, certainly not her first, but unfortunately, it may be her last. Because this time she's taken a hit that's forced her off course and into a region not listed on any map. She won't return to home base on this day or any other. But as Captain Robert Embry is about to find out, like a resilient human being, she dies hard. Especially in the Twilight Zone.
And now, the Twilight Zone and our story, King 9 Will Not Return, starring Adam Baldwin with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
What's the damage, Blake?
We took a hit on the wing tank, Captain.
How bad?
Needle's dropping fast. We're leaking fuel.
How much?
A lot.
Jimenez, what's our position?
10 degrees off course, Captain.
Airspeed's dropping.
Losing altitude.
How far from base?
Too far. We'll never make it.
We may have to ditch.
Down there, oh, mamma mia.
Take a look around. See anything?
Nothing but sand, sand, and more sand. Looks like one great big beach and no ocean.
Then get ready for some belly surfing.
Landing gear?
Leave it up. Won't do any good. The sand's too soft. Connors, Klein, all crew, strap it in. We're gonna attempt an emergency landing.
Flaps down.
Level her out!
She won't hold.
Pull up! Get over that dune!
There goes the other engine.
Hang on!
She's holding. We're gonna belly in like a glider. Nice and easy. Piece of cake, Captain. Piece of cake.
Watch it! Watch it!
We're coming in too fast.
I can do this. I promise you.
Captain, look out!
I remember now. More and more, one piece at a time. First the wing tank was hit by flak. Then we lost fuel. Fell behind, veered off course. Not the moment of impact, though. The crash, that's still pretty much a blur. But I remember holding the wheel, trying to hold it. The way she bellied in and then yawed at the last second. That brought the nose down into a dune, and all of a sudden it was over. When I couldn't hold her straight, she yawed and skidded through the sand. That must have been the way it happened. It must have been... I honestly don't know how long I was out. It might have been minutes or hours. Hey, guys! Guys! We made it! Hey! Where are you? Where is everybody? We're alive, you hear me? We're still alive! The crew. What about the crew? Did they bail out? Did I order them to bail out? No. No, I didn't. I remember that much. We rode it in together. They stayed with me all the way down. Because I'm the captain. Yeah, that's right. Captain Robert Embry. That's who I am. Blake's my co-pilot. Jimenez the navigator. Kransky, radio op and waist gun. Connors, he was tail gunner. And Klein. Sure. Klein, he was the upper turret gun. Let's see. Who else? Think. Gotta think. It was coming back to me, but I wasn't 100%, not by a long shot. My leg was racked up and my head felt like someone caught me with a left jab and a right hook that put me flat on the canvas. Now I saw the plane about 100 yards away and I knew I had to get back inside to see if the guys were okay. Blake! Jimenez! I kept walking toward it, but it didn't get any closer. That's the way things are in the desert. Something about all that sand and nothing to measure it by. But I kept going. I had to help them if I could. If there was any way, any hope. Are you all right? Connors! I climbed up on the wing and finally got in through the gun turret. I dropped down inside. Blake? Blake, answer me. That's an order. And there was Blake's cap on the co-pilot's seat. I knew it was his, but I turned it over and looked inside anyway. Blake, Gerald S., First Lieutenant, USAAF. And the radio op. His headset still plugged into the radio, but he wasn't there either. Jimenez. And Connors. All gone. If they were still on board when the plane crashed, then where were their bodies? No, I couldn't let myself think that way. Piece it together, that's what I have to do, piece it all together. We bellied in, and I must have been thrown clear of the plane. That's what happened. Sure. Knocked me cold. I could have been out for hours. And the others, they... What about the others? Where are they? They didn't jump, they couldn't have. The chutes are still here, all of them. And they're not dead, they couldn't be dead. There are no bodies. But if they left the plane and started walking, why didn't they take me? Morse code. Yeah, I'm here. We're here. Wait. Give that to me one more time. Mayday, Mayday, this is King 9 calling Firefly. King 9 calling Firefly. Pancaked in the desert, 1 hour 30 minutes from last checkpoint. Bearing 290 degrees, terrain flat and sandy, low hills to the north. No other landmarks, no sign of crew. Mayday, Mayday, King 9 to Firefly. Come in, please. No answer. Nothing in the headphones, not a blasted thing. Easy now. Easy, don't panic. Go back to where this all started, the last thing I remember. I'm sitting in the cockpit. Right here. We're dipping. The ground's coming up to meet us, and we're sitting down hard.
Flaps Cap's down.
Level her out. Get over that dune.
She won't hold.
I can do this. I promise you. The crew. The whole crew was in the plane. And now they're gone, all of them. And I'm here with a king-size headache. So what? I got off easy. Nothing to worry about. But the main thing is not to forget. I'm responsible for this crew. I'm in charge. As far as it's within my power, I've got to keep them alive. I've got to keep them out of this. Every last man. I command this aircraft, and I'm responsible. I'm in charge. Nobody else. I'm responsible for all of them. Klein, Jimenez, Connors, Blake, Kransky, every last man. Who's out there? Blake? Is that you? Blake? Blake! No. It's not you, is it? Just a piece of the tail assembly. Well then, where are you, Blake? Guess you wouldn't leave any footprints. Not for long in this wind. What in the... What is this? Klein, William F., Tech Sergeant, USAAF. Klein? Sergeant Klein, you incredibly stupid jerk. You dropped your canteen. You dumb Bronx cowboy, you idiot. You're gonna need water out here. Don't you know that? Don't you know anything? I still got a nursemaid, you, huh? Is that it? This is some crew I got here. Some crew, all right. Run around dropping canteens full of water. You couldn't find your way off a golf course without a map. And I gotta stick around and wipe your noses and comb your hair and see that you wash behind your ears because you're the worst bunch of survivors I ever... Wait. That's the plane. Somebody's trying to start her up. But... who? Hey! Hold up! That's my plane! But... who's in the cockpit? Who's in my plane? Is that you, Blake? Blake! I see you! Right there in the pilot's seat. Don't tell me that's not you. Look at me, over here. I'm over here. Blake! 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 Blake, it's Embry. It's me. It's the captain. I'm here. I'm here, Blake. Blake, what's the matter with you? Can't you hear me? Blake! Where are you? Where'd you go? What's the gag, Blake? Hey, come on, fellas. If this is a gag, knock it off. It's not funny anymore. Strictly not funny at all. Why are you guys hiding from me? Don't you get it? I'm only trying to do my job. That was when I knew, really knew, something was very wrong. It was more than the flak and veering off course and the crash and not knowing where I was. Oh, I was in the desert, all right. But where exactly, and where was my crew? If someone was playing mind games with me, the question is, who? And for what reason? Because wherever I was now, I wasn't just in the middle of a desert in North Africa. If I was the only one there after all, then the mind games had to be going on in my own head, and not anybody else's. The big question was, why? The first thing I had to do was pull myself together and find out if I really was alone. And if I was, what the devil had happened to the others. I had to find out, don't you see? Whether I survived or not, I had to know. Gonna be a long night. Get a campfire going, then they'll see where I am. Hey! You out there, guys? Sure you are. You started walking, didn't you? With or without your canteens and your rations. But you won't get very far. You couldn't have. I wasn't out that long. Ooh, watch it, boys. The animals are restless tonight. Whatever kind of animals live in the desert. Blake! Jimenez! Connors! Klein! The whole lot of you! This is your captain speaking! Look over your shoulder! Here I am! I'm waiting! This is King 9. King 9 calling Firefly. Come in, Firefly. Let me tell you something, Firefly, if you're still out there. Now listen up. You better respond before the batteries run out, because I might not be here when you fly over. I might not even be here now. For all I know, I'm already dying out there. Lying in the sand with a fractured skull. This is all going on inside my brain-damaged head. For all I know, this whole thing is one big hallucination. Sure. Think about it. If I see something, or if I only think I see something, how can I tell the difference? How could I be sure? Could you? You ever have a nightmare, Firefly? Huh? Really bad nightmare? Well, you were scared, weren't you? Just the same as if it really happened. Sure you were. Yeah. Your eyes moved around and you were breathing fast and your heart was beating a mile a minute. So what's the difference? I mean, really, what's the answer? The only way you ever found out was when you woke up. This whole time, I could be sleeping, having a dream. Maybe I'll wake up and I'll be back at the base, or I tied one on and I'm in a booth right now with a girl I met in a bar someplace. Oh, wouldn't that tear it? Wouldn't that really, truly tear it? When the medics get a hold of me, they'll never let loose. They'll put me in a straitjacket and send me on tour like a freak. If they ever let me out of the loony bin, that is. But for now, I think I'll just take that chair Jimenez was sitting in and carry it outside and keep the fire burning. Because that's the only thing I can do till wake up. Hallucination, hell. I saw Blake. I saw my co-pilot sitting in that cockpit. That was no hallucination. I saw him. Nobody can tell me any different. Maybe I'm a little woozy, but I'm not that far gone yet. Concentrate. Gotta keep my head clear. Piece it together. I'm Robert Embry, captain. I fly a B-25 bomber. It's called King 9. It crash-landed in the desert. This desert right here. Because I ran out of fuel. Yes, I did. I did that. And now I gotta keep the fire going. So they'll see. And come back. You're responsible for the ship and the men. You, mister. Now you gotta pick up the dice and you gotta throw until you make a pass. That's the hand and you gotta make it. 6 the point. 6 crewmen. They're in your hands. So what do you do first? You build the fire up. The chair will burn a long time soon as it catches. Here's some more newspaper from the base this morning. What's it say on the front page? Can't make it out. Picture of a plane. B-25 Mitchell aircraft found. Just like this one. Whose plane is that? Another one went down. Well, at least they found it. Maybe they'll find this one too. Sure they will. Just gotta wait a while. Embry, Robert, 24 years old. I took pre-flight training at Amarillo, and then I took multiple engine at Randolph, and I went to England. And then to Africa. And now we're based in We're based in Tunisia. And we were on a routine mission to southern Italy, and we caught some stray flak where there wasn't supposed to be any. And then we ran out of fuel. And I got the poor devils off. Of course. I did that too. It was my fault. I got that much down, no question about it. It was my fault. But where are they? Where'd they all go? Hey! Hey, fellas! No more hide and seek, okay? Time to come home now. Dinner's ready. Come to Papa. Fellas! Fellas! What's this? A cross? Made out of metal? From the plane. And a flak helmet hanging down. But who? Who put it here? Somebody wrote something. Tech Sergeant William F. Klein died of wounds received in crash April 5th, 1943. Rest in peace, buddy. The crew. Oh, Klein, I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I had no idea. Rest in peace, kid. Rest in peace.
Captain!
Huh. Who goes there? Blake! Is that you, Blake?
Captain,
Connors?
Hello, Captain.
Kransky! It's you, and who's that?
Here, sir.
Jimenez! And the man next to you, what's the matter with his face? Is that blood?
All present and accounted for, sir.
Klein, I don't believe it. You're not dead. Well, neither am I. Neither am I. I'm here, fellas. We're all here. We can do it. Whatever it takes. Come on. Plane's over here. I'll show you. See? It's kind of banged up and the aft fuel tank's definitely shot, but the other engine looks okay. And some of the instrumentation's haywire. Of course, we'll have to get our wheels down. We'll have to raise the ship and get under there. Because we're not going to walk out of here, that's for sure. That's a definite. Can't walk out, so we're going to have to fly. But I'll get her up, boys. You can trust me. I'll get her back up. How does that... Hey! Hey, where'd you go? You hiding behind that sand dune again? What do you want to do that for, huh? Hey, guys. Where are you? Listen to me. We can do it. I can do it. You'll see. All we have to do is get this propeller out of the sand and free it up. Hey, team. You can talk, you know. Talk to me. Yell at me if you want. Tell me off. But say something. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It doesn't matter. You were never here. You were never here. You're illusions. Mirages. That's all you are. You don't even exist. But there are no mirages at night. Only during the day, when the heat waves come off the sand. So either I'm dead, or out of my mind, or I'm off in limbo someplace. I'm unconscious, I'm sick, that's it. I'm cracked up in an army ward, or I'm down in the drink somewhere, drowning. Or I don't even exist any more than you do. There isn't a thing here, not a single thing that's real. Oh, God. Oh, God, you gotta tell me what's happening here. You gotta tell me. Please. You gotta give me a sign. What? What is that? Aircraft. I can see their lights. Yes! But they're moving too fast. I've never seen planes like that before. I've never even seen jets. I couldn't have, not yet. Jets. Jet aircraft. What do I know about jet aircraft? It's 1943. There's no such thing as jets yet, but I know about them. F-106s, F-105s, B-47s, B-52s, B-58s. I know all about them. I am Captain Robert Embry, United States Army Air Force. I'm the pilot of this bomber right here. We went to Italy this morning because it's World War II, and it's not over yet, and I'm right in the middle of it. Hey, crew! We've got to get out of here! We got to get out of here! We got to get out of here! Because if we stay here, I'll have to dig more graves and bury you all with my bare hands. Don't you worry, I'll take care of it because it's my responsibility. Yes. Yes. And I'll dig one more while I'm at it. One for your captain. One for me, too.
It's your Tribune here. All the news. Latest on the Kennedys. Big changes in Cuba. Mystery plane found in the desert. Read all about it.
I'll take one.
10 cents. Get your latest news right here.
Paging Dr. Benway. Dr. Benway, please go to ICU. VA Hospital, please hold.
Where's Dr. Martin's office?
3rd floor to your right.
Thank you.
Veterans Administration, how may I direct your call?
Come in.
Dr. Martin.
Yes?
Stephen Markham.
Oh, thanks for coming over on such short notice.
Not a problem. Your patient, Embry, is that his name?
Robert Embry, age 41. He was admitted a few hours ago.
May I see his chart?
Happened this morning. He went by a newsstand, looked at a paper, and went into shock. When the ambulance got there, he was almost catatonic.
This newspaper?
Yes, that's the one.
And that's what set him off, the front page?
That's why I thought we should have a psychiatrist in on it.
Odd.
I thought so, too. So after he came around and told me the story, I spent the day digging into the fellow's background. I checked with the Pentagon in Washington. It's all confirmed. The information's in the file. He was a captain in the Air Force. Flew a B-25, Africa and Italy. 37 missions. Discharged in August 1943. Recurrent fevers.
Any trouble since?
Nothing. But if you look back at his original record, there is some suggestion of a psychological disturbance early on. He was discharged before they could find out much about it. It was all brought out in a Squadron MO's report just before his discharge.
And this was his plane?
That's the one.
B-25 Mitchell bomber found. World War II bomber found intact in the desert. Lies 17 years in sand. Remains of crew not yet located.
Hard to believe, isn't it? His plane and his crew, the King of Hearts. They took off for Italy on what was supposed to be a routine bombing mission. They'd done it many times before. But Embry never went on that last mission. He reported to sickbay that morning, and someone else flew the plane for him, his co-pilot, Blake. It never returned.
And for 17 years, he's known that and carried it around with him buried deep in his gut.
Not deep enough. When he saw the picture of his plane on the front page, he wasn't able to keep himself from letting out one scream, and then going into shock.
The mind is a very delicate thing. Sometimes there's an infinitely fragile balance. We never know how fragile until something sets it off and tips the balance one way or the other.
Something like this, completely out of left field.
How's he doing?
I was just going to check on him again. Why don't you come along?
Oh, Doctor, I'm glad you're here.
Did he get any rest?
For an hour or so. He still seems agitated and disoriented.
Thank you, nurse. Dr. Markham here would like a word with him.
Of course.
How are you feeling, Mr. Embry?
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me.
That's what we're here for. To get you back on your feet. That's our job.
Crazy dream. Crazy.
Was it?
I went back.
Where?
The desert.
Take it easy, Mr. Embry. You don't have to go over it again.
Go ahead. You went back, and then what?
Back to the ship. I tried to find the guys. I looked for them, looked all over, I swear. But they were gone. I thought I saw Blake and then the others, but it wasn't real. A mirage. Yeah, a mirage. An illusion, that's all. He wasn't there. None of them were.
It was an illusion, Mr. Embry. You know that now, don't you?
I guess so. I guess so. It seemed so real.
It's over now. All that's behind you.
Is it? I should have been on that plane. I should have gone on that mission. I chickened out.
You didn't chicken out. And you had no way of knowing that the plane would never come back. You'll realize that as time goes on, and you'll feel better for it, Mr. Embry. It's out in the open now. You don't have to keep it buried inside you. That's what's been hurting all these years.
How did you know?
You've been carrying around one gigantic guilt complex for something that wasn't your fault.
Buried. Yeah. Buried. I found Klein's grave. Did I tell you that? He was killed in the crash.
Take it easy.
But then I saw him. And I saw the others, too. I thought I did. I thought I did for a moment. The whole crew. I would have buried them, you know. The last thing I dreamed, I was digging graves for them in the sand so they could be buried just like he was.
You need to get some sleep now. I'll ask the nurse to give you a sedative. As soon as you're ready, you can get back to your life, but there's no hurry about that. What you need right now is rest.
Another crazy thing. Another part of the dream, whatever it was. I was standing in the desert, and I asked for a sign. And I looked up, and there were these planes overhead in the night sky. They were moving fast, and they made streaks, and I could tell by the sound. They were jets. Isn't that wild? It was 1943 in the African desert, and up above me were jet planes. F-105s and 106s. Just as if I'd gone back there today. Did I? Did I go back? To the plane? Is that possible?
Of course it is. In your mind. That's how you went back, Mr. Embry. In your mind. The greatest time machine of all.
Go to sleep, Captain Embry. You're entitled. You're going to be all right.
Thank you, Doctor.
So, what do you think?
I'd like to talk to him again in a couple of days, start a treatment plan on a regular basis.
I can set that up for you.
But I think the worst part of it's already over. The guilt's out in the open, and he knows what it is.
And the dream?
The delusion? Right now, it's still so fresh, it feels very real to him. In a few days, in a week or two, it'll lose its reality.
You sure?
Nothing's guaranteed, and that's why I want the follow-up. But in a case like this... Actually, I've never seen a case quite like this one. So much information coming back to him in a rush and generating a new set of memories he'd never had before. It's going to be one for the case books. Absolutely fascinating.
He seems like a decent man.
Yes, he does. And that's exactly what got him into this state. His fundamental decency. He has a conscience. If he weren't a good man, he wouldn't be vulnerable.
And would have one less patient.
I'd have a whole lot fewer.
Is that Mr. Embry's room, Doctor?
That's right.
His clothes are in this bag. It was left in the examination room.
You can give it to me, nurse. I'm going back in.
Thank you, Doctor.
What's that?
I really don't know.
Looks like sand.
Yes, it does.
Sand? Now, where in the world did that come from?
I wish I knew.
It was in one of his shoes.
Could be from the seashore, Jones Beach. Or... Where else could it be from?
It could come from a desert.
Really, now?
I read the article in the paper. It said there were no bodies found in the area, not a single one.
Well, the sand would have covered them over.
The sand didn't cover the plane. It was sitting there, perfectly preserved. There would have been something left of the crew, too, their bones at least. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless someone dug graves and buried them. Mr. Embry.
Looks like he finally dozed off.
Good. Good for him. I'll just leave his things. Shirt, trousers, jacket, and shoes. Complete with several ounces of white sand. Where do you suppose it's from?
Maybe a fishing trip he took recently?
Very recently. Or from a plane. From a B-25 called the King of Hearts.
Wherever it's from. Rest easy, Mr. Embry.
You've had a long journey back. Very long. Now you can rest. Meanwhile, I'll leave your shoes by the bed. You'll need them when you're back on your feet, which will be soon. Very soon indeed. Captain Embry. Godspeed.
Portrait of an enigma buried in the sand. A question mark with broken wings that lies in silent grace. A marker in a distant desert shrine. Odd how the real consorts with the shadows. How the present fuses with the past. How could it happen? The question is on file in a barren desert. And the answer? The answer is waiting for us in the Twilight Zone.
Hi, this is Carl Amari, producer of the Twilight Zone radio dramas. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our official website at twilightzoneradio.com, where you'll get the latest news and information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas. Plus, at twilightzoneradio.com, you can digitally download 3 free episodes or any of our episodes for only $1.95 each. In this age of ever-changing technology, we've decided to make these episodes instantly available to you by making the Twilight Zone radio dramas a digital download-only series. This means that this series will no longer be offered on CD. The CD collections at our website are now being offered while supplies last at buy one, get one free. So be sure to get your favorites before they're sold out. Be sure to visit us often, and I'll see you in the zone.
King 9 Will Not Return, starring Adam Baldwin with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and based on a script by Rod Serling. Heard in the cast were Rich Kominick, Christian Stolte, Craig Wickman, Doug James, Linda Ryder, Michelle Graff, Paul Patch, Carl Amari, Roger Walski, and Vince Amari. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at twilightzoneradio.com. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Roger Wolski for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.